Hooray! Saturday was the White House Correspondents Dinner. Here's a clip.
It's a trash fire.
We could stop there. Now, everything went as planned. The comedian and undiluted leftist plucked from the Daily Show assembly line of press-approved progs unloaded on the White House. But like a tortoise on crutches, you could see the jokes limping toward you. The dinner's now just old news, an orgy of self-congratulation, selfies, and predictable barbs masked as edgy, like the Sarah Sanders stuff.
I have to say, I'm a little starstruck. I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale. I actually really like Sarah. I think she's very resourceful. Like, she burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye. Like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's lies. It's probably lies. And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women?
Now, Wolf reminds us that you can smear women as long as you're on the right side politically. The media calls that a roast. If you did it, it would be called misogyny. But progs play by different rules. Take Joy Reid. Whatever she wrote will be excused by people who would crucify you for much, much less. Being on the left excuses everything. You can drive girls into the drink or run the Klan and still sit in the Senate as long as you're a Democrat. Now, the comics defenders will say, but Trump said bad things about women, too. You're right. He said bad things about everyone. But if he wasn't president and Marco Rubio was, you think Michelle would be any nicer to Rubio? He's pro-life. She's this.
Mike Pence is also very anti-choice. He thinks abortion is murder, which, first of all, don't knock it till you try it. And when you do try it, really knock it. You know, you got to get that baby out of there.
Disgusting.
Maybe that's what Brian Stelter considers brave material. Take that, unborn baby. So, yeah, Trump has said bad things, but he crushed ISIS and might just solve a 60-year-old problem called North Korea. I'll take that trade-off, even if I must listen to really bad jokes once a year. So should you. Kimberly, I go to you because I believe you feel strongly about this topic. Am I correct?
Yes, because you were monitoring me all weekend and my tweets.
Yes,
so
yes.
You are correct.
Yes, I was outside your house.
Okay. You can see into the future. All right, so I have to tell you something. I felt that this was so mean-spirited that it wasn't anything that was, like, comedic about it. There was nothing to be gained for her saying these type of things that were directly targeted at Sarah Sanders. I think the majority of what she had to say went against her. This isn't advancing women. This isn't even advancing the First Amendment. This is just proffering cruelty. And I think if you were sitting in a chair like that, to listen to that, and everybody, basically, some people, I guess, left, etc., but to allow her to even to continue to go on in this way, I thought it was absolutely terrible. I didn't attend it. You know, we were all invited. We didn't go. Well, you went. I think you're the only one of the five of us, right? Okay. And so Juan will say what his personal experience was being there and actually listening to in the room. Sometimes it's a little different. But at home, and I rewatched it so many times, and I felt so sad for her. It's just one of those things, and Sarah conducted herself, beautifully and really handled herself well to sit there and listen to these things so mean-spirited. Bullying, that's what it is. I wouldn't like it if she said that about, a man, a woman, a child. But to do that, what did Sarah Sanders ever do to her to deserve those kind of personal attacks and that level of vitriol? I mean, she should feel horrible about herself when she goes to bed and she wakes up in the morning, Michelle Wolf, because none of that was funny whatsoever.
Well, okay, Dana, they would probably respond that, A, Sarah, because Trump wasn't there, she becomes the target, she's the proxy, and number two, Trump has said things about, people's faces twice, so it's like...
And some people laughed.
Yeah.
Right? And I just across the board, I don't think it's good or funny. The interesting thing about this is that just 2 months ago or 3 months ago, the president went to the Gridiron Dinner, and it was one of the first of these that he's attended. He brought the house down. He's very funny.
Yeah.
His speech was great. Nancy Pelosi was one of the speakers. I think that was her that night. And then Tom Cotton. Usually, if you have an elected leader who has to, and it's not easy to give a speech like that, and they have to practice, and it costs actually a lot because you usually farm it out to some great speechwriter.
Yeah.
And I don't think Washington, D.C. needs to bring in anyone from the outside to do these types of things. The Gridiron Dinner has never done it. It is always fantastic. The line that they have is the gridiron singes, but it never burns. I do hope that that's the last of the sound bites that I have to hear from her, because the voice is really, it gets to me. Craig Ferguson was one of the only comedians there that I thought was so gentle, because he basically just made fun of himself the entire time, and he complimented me, so that was, I remember that. But the other thing is when she talks about the abortion joke.
Yeah.
You know, one thing you could say in response is that, well, at least she called it a baby.
Yeah, that's the main. I think that was the biggest flaw.
So now you think it's a baby.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
Because we're going to take that to the Congress.
Yeah. No, I think that was a big flaw in her, and her undermined her joke. Also, to your point, you know, Obama gives great speeches. They didn't need a comedian.
No, usually the elected leaders who give funny speeches are usually actually not even an elected leader. Laura Bush, when she did it the one year at the White House Correspondents Dinner, it was hilarious when she called herself a desperate housewife. I mean, everybody got it, and you don't need to bring in somebody from the outside of D.C.
Yeah,
I
Jesse?
agree with you, Dana. It should be no more. Let the president do it. Like when President Obama spoke, he was very funny. He was very entertaining. Guess what? People would actually go then. No one wants to sit there and listen to this nonsense.
Yeah, Jesse, not a rousing success.
No, Roseanne Barr said the first rule of comedy, you don't target someone in the audience who's more famous than you are. You'll lose the entire crowd. And this is what happens. You book a C-list comedian to make fun of the DC A-listers. Look who they've had the last couple years. Cecily Strong, Larry Wilmore, Hassan Minaj, Michelle Wolf. I've never even heard of any of these people.
They're all Daily Show.
Exactly.
They're all Daily Show alums.
I mean, these people are not famous
SNL.
comedians. Look who they had during a stretch of Obama. Conan, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Jay Leno. Look at the stretch under Bush. Colbert, Cedric the Entertainer, Jay Leno, Drew Carroll,
Well, you know what they would
Hammond.
say is they'd say that Colbert actually ended up with a primetime late night show partly because of that performance
this might have
against
launched
George W.
his career.
Bush.
So in that case, I blame the White House Correspondents Dinner Association for him. But let's be honest, the delivery was terrible. It was average material. The voice was not good. I'm glad you said it, and I didn't have to say it first. But the point is that I blame the White House Correspondents Dinner Association for this. They knew what they were getting into when they booked this person.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is who the left is. They have been smearing and hurting conservatives and trafficking in this kind of hateful, unfunny stuff for the last year. Been on the show for an entire year. We've had montages of this stuff, from Chelsea Handler going after Melania to, I think, the assassination jokes with Kathy Griffin and Johnny Depp. You've had Chris Matthews say horrible things, what they say on Morning Joe, the swear words on CNN. It's been despicable throughout the entire year. No one has ever condemned that. And here's the reasons why they condemned it this time. It was done in their room. It was done at their dinner by a comedian who they hired, and it was done to the person's face. All the other hateful stuff was on Twitter. It was on someone else's show. They didn't have to take responsibility. The reason they had to condemn this comedian now was because it was a PR problem for them. They were only doing it for that reason and that reason alone.
You know, and Juan, to that point, do you think that the White House Correspondents Association were cowardly for distancing themselves? I don't think they should have distanced themselves. They made the decision to have her there. They should have supported her, I think.
Yeah, and I think they must be reacting to some backlash that they perceive. And I think the backlash, to my mind, as someone who was there and who was sitting there was no one walking out, by the way, was that you had Sarah Huckabee Sanders sitting on the stage. I believe she was 2 people removed from the lectern, and she's sitting there, and even the TV cameras then enlarged the perspective so you could see Sanders reacting to Ms. Wolf. And the problem was that it just felt unfair to her. I thought, you know, I saw Sarah Huckabee Sanders later, and I held her hand. I said, you know, I think you have a great sense of humor, because in the moment you worried that she was going to burst into tears or stand up and walk out, and then it'd be a whole deal about that. And that's not what the White House Correspondents Association wants for their event. Where I disagree with you guys is she was hilarious. I think she was genius funny. I mean, and you don't understand. She was picking on the press a lot. She was picking on Democrats. She said about the idea that Franken is gone. She said Ted Kennedy probably says, hey, I murdered a girl, you know, that kind of thing.
That was a good joke.
You know what? And I think when I sit here with all you guys, you talk about liberal intolerance for a variety of voices and speech. Well, gee, here's a different perspective. And she went after, and probably her most telling thing was, she said, you know, you guys in the press, you created this monster, and now you're all making your books, your podcast, your TV shows making money, and you don't ever say, but you love, all you want to talk about is Trump and Russia. That was directly at the meeting.
Yeah, that was a good part.
And then another good part was when she went after white women. And I'd never heard anything like this. She says, hey, you think about what's going on, not only with Sarah Huckabee Sanders, but you think about Kellyanne Conway, you think about Ivanka. Everybody says, oh, women's issues are going to be at the forefront. She says, you guys have disappointed white women, and she's called them Uncle Toms in terms of white women. To me, this was like, everybody, let me tell you, where I was thinking people were laughing.
Okay. Well, maybe you were at a different table because
no,
I watched the whole thing
where I was.
on C-SPAN, Juan, and she lost the crowd early, and she bombed. And there's so much good material about the Trump White House, from Acosta to Twitter to the Russians to Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. It's so easy to make a nice, even clean joke. Majority of this stuff was very dirty, and I can handle dirty jokes. Everybody there can handle dirty jokes.
Yeah,
I think it takes more talent to be clean. Almost everything was filthy.
All right.
And if you can be mean, but the jokes have to land.
Well, I don't think
those jokes
You know
landed.
what that is? Jesse's saying that he can do it, but the president said he wants Greg to do it. And
Speaking of which, I think we have a tweet here. You know, Donald Trump had a suggestion how to make the night better, and it was the so-called comedian really bombed. Greg Gutfeld should host next year.
Yeah.
So I am saying yes to the challenge. I will host next year, but not there. We have to do a counter dinner. Maybe do it for police widows. The money goes there, and then Trump has to go to that instead of
That's
that.
a good challenge.
So Trump, I will take you up on this offer, and I'm going to do this. But it has to be a different event at the same time. Different charities, and it'll still be a roast, but it'll be a gentle roast.
Check. You might have a rally scheduled.
Yeah, but
it's a tough thing. I mean, you know, I remember when Imus went after the Clintons.
Oh, yeah.
About extramarital affairs,
Yeah.
right? With Mrs. Clinton.
I know, it was harsh.
That was hard. How about Larry Wilmore using the N-word in front of Obama?
Oh, see, I remember doing monos on all of these.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe this will be the last one.
They don't need a comedian there.
Yeah.
They could just use themselves.
The president would be far funnier, to be quite honest. He's great at the rallies. He's great when he gets up and spoke at the gridiron thing, like Dana said, and that wasn't, like, mean-spirited.
Yeah, and they can all be their own punchlines. That's the fun part.